In 1934, Adolf Hitler was voted Chancellor of Germany. In 1934, Mussolini invaded Ethiopia. In 1934, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was the President of the United States. There were no cell phones, there were no computers, there were no laptops, there were no satellites. In 1934, Dorothy Daniels was born. Dorothy Daniels, at the age of 99, graduated from college. She was one of the oldest living women to graduate college at the right age of 99. I'm a student over 50, and I can attest to the difficulties and the problems of just being 50 years old and going back to college. But I believe students over 50 can benefit going to college because of their life experiences. It can improve their brain power and improve their financial status. But first I'd like to move on. I'd like to talk about why I believe life experiences can make you a better student at 50. Julius Caesar is on record of saying experience is the best teacher. Experience. By the time we've matured, we've dealt with death, birth, we've raised some kids, we've been laid off, we've been fired, we've lost loved ones, we've dealt with a lot of adversity, maybe some health issues. And being a student, being a good student requires that you go through some adversities and you go through some challenges. Now, as you go into school, you have to meet deadlines, you have to meet challenges, you have to meet a lot of things for you to become a great student. And by you being an older person, or being a mature person, I like to say, and you've been through these life experiences, you'll make a great student because you know how to meet deadlines. You've been through life, you've been through death, you've been through all these hard things, but you learn how to persevere. And as a good student, you learn how to persevere. So I think I've described why life experiences are important to being a good student. Now I want to talk about brain power. How brain power as an older student can improve your life or improve your brain power. First of all, I like to use the old adage: if you don't use it, you lose it. And the brain, you always hear people say the brain is a muscle. The brain is a muscle. But according to brainfacts.com, the brain is not a muscle. It is like a muscle. And what it means to say that it's like a muscle, just like your arms and your legs, if you don't use them on a daily basis, if you don't exercise them on a daily basis, they will cease to function. Case in point, if you don't walk for a while, you would have to go to physical therapy. You have to learn how to walk again. If you don't use your arms, you have to learn how to use them again. And like the brain requires ongoing stimulation. The brain requires reading, exercising, stimulation. And by going to school, it will provide all that stimulation that is needed to exercise the brain. So like I said, going to school improves your brain power because it allows you to use it. Now that I explained why brain power can improve by going to school, lastly, I would like to talk about how going to school over 50 can improve your financial status. For me, that was really high because by the time I had went to school before, the student loan people were closing in. I had no more forbearances or something. I was not making enough money to pay off them. But however, when I decided to go back to school, it put my student loans in deferment until I finished the schooling, so I did not have to make the payments, but I could make the interest rate payment and write the interest payments off on my taxes. Now that I'm going back to school, you go back to school, you acquire the educational tax. You got the American Opportunity Tax and the education tax. There's a tax write-off that you can write your expenses, your internet, your computer. You have to read the IRS for the specifics on that. And mostly, you can get student discounts. Nike offers student discounts. AT&T offers student discounts. Amazon Prime. There's a lot of organizations that will offer you a student discount, 20%, 30%, and stuff like that. So this is how being a student over 50 can improve your financial status. Now that I said all of that, I'm going to close. But before I close, I just want to review that experiences is the best teacher. Experience means that you have a head start. You have challenges on your job. You had challenges in your life. You understand how life and jobs go. You can take that skill into being a good student and understanding the deadlines. And not only have life experiences to add on to your courses. Brain power. My other point was school improves your brain power. Like you said, if you don't use it, you lose it. School provides stimulation. It requires reading. It requires studying. It requires focusing. All the things that would you need to improve your brain power as you get older. And that would say that we're exercising it. The financial and third, I'd like to review the financial benefits. We talked about tax credits. We talk about write-offs. We talk about student discounts. If you go online, there's a lot of ways you can get a financial benefit from being a student. So, I would like to call an action and like to encourage all older Americans to go back to school and to receive those discounts that we need as students. But not really. Going back to school can also lead to a fuller life. And we should encourage companies, we should encourage our unions to provide opportunities for people over 50 to go back to school. The university should provide special programs for people over 50 to attend college. And mostly, we should encourage family members, we should encourage church members, we should encourage aunts, uncles, anybody that is in our parameter to go back to school at a later age. We should encourage them by giving them good and positive words. And last thing, let's talk about Miss Dorothy Daniels, who graduated college at 99. And she was quoted that she did have some bumps in the road. She had a stroke and she needed to take some time off. At the age of 97, she could no longer drive and she had to rely on her sons to take her to class. But when asked, what would you say to other students? Daniels advised prospective students. She said, don't give up. Do it. Don't let anybody discourage you. Say that, I'm going to do it, and do it for yourself. Thank you.